Hello everyone. Hopefully you can all hear me. I'm still dealing with my audio issues here. And restarting does not seem to have helped that, unfortunately. Let's see what we can do here. Close that junk. Yes, close it. I can't hear what's going on anyway, so let's take the earbud out. I guess we're without alerts tonight, for me. So I just have to read chat. Not that I don't already, but gonna have to really read chat tonight. So tonight is preserved lemons as an ingredient night. I've bought some preserved lemons as I do on ingredient nights, rather than make them, but making them would have taken some time. Let's see if this apron is usable. Barely. Ugh. Actually, this apron is pretty nasty. I think we're going to skip the apron tonight. We're going apron free tonight. Alright, let's see here. We have this back up and running. Got Stream Raiders back up and running. Working on getting the bot back on. I need to open up my history on my web browser to find out my previous pages. I had to restart it, Boogeyman. Unfortunately, I have audio issues that I still didn't remedy from restarting it, but we'll live with that, I guess. So tonight we are going to be doing, if Stream Deck wants to cooperate as well, not 100% sure. I do know that it's called pickled lemons in several other cultures. I'm sort of confused as to why, because they're essentially lacto-fermented, which means they're salt brine cured rather than, yeah. Let's see, this is all loading up here for me now. That's not what I want open. That's not what I want open. Need timers back on. Oh, those are not on now. Interesting. Oh, it's any streaming service. They're all buggy all the time. So we're going to start off with cake. Going to be doing a pound cake tonight. But actually, I'm going to be doing a half-pound cake tonight. If I can get back down to the recipe. Gazillion and one instructions when the actual instructions are at the bottom. Yeah. And it's also the internet, too. Like, people having issues in one region may not be affecting another region. The intake server that you could be using could be junk. You know, it changes for everyone all the time as it is on top of that. So, cake. Gonna need you. Gonna need you. Oh, we're gonna need to sift some flour too. So we'll start by weighing out some flour. And it's a half-pound cake, so. Oh, and by the way, welcome in Boogeyman, welcome in Red Nut, welcome in Huberman. Glad to see you all back. I've enjoyed my mostly week off for the most part. There's good and bad with the trip. But for a pound cake, or in this case a half-pound cake, it would be a half-pound of flour, a half-pound of eggs, a half-pound of sugar, and a half-pound of butter. Pretty simple. So I'm weighing out 8 ounces of flour. Oh, hey, maybe I can turn that music back on, too. That wouldn't be a bad plan, would it? Let's try there. Hope this hasn't completely reset on audio. If the music's too loud, let me know, because I don't know if that page refreshed the same rate. Yep, pound cake's going to be first here. So we got our 8 ounces of flour. That's sifted. And I'm going to add a little baking powder to this, even though it's not really typically thrown in there. Apparently, chat thinks, or rather, Twitch thinks that is, sexual. I think you gotta blame Van Halen for that one. And I didn't get butter up to melt. Or not to melt, but to come to room temp. Oh. So I'm gonna encourage the butter I have along here with the microwave real quick. And in the meantime, let's measure out a half pound of sugar into the other container. Other bowl here. Thank you. Well, I sort of had to come up with it sort of quick. I mean, these ingredient challenge nights, I only get really 2 nights to come up with it, for sure. I usually try and ignore thinking about what I'm going to do ahead of time, but sometimes it's a little inevitable that you do anyways. Welcome in, Hip Tummy. And Nith. Everyone's sneaking in here. Come on. Plop. And we'll just take this off of a scale. Just saw an article that Hario just came up with a new design for their cone. It's a little messy right now. I didn't get to cleaning it while I was out of town. And so we're skipping the apron tonight. You'll be back on Friday. You want to make sure we get all this sugar coated in fat, and vice versa. We want the sugar evenly distributed in the fat, and we want the sugar evenly coated in the fat. Nope, that's just some old ginger. We got... Most of these are goodies for Sunday, actually, but when I'm doing mac and cheese, I'm going to be making guacamole, too. Figure that one out. But ginger I'm going to be using for tonight. Yes, Zen. Okay, I'm also going to add salt at this point, and this is where I'm going to add my first lemon, too. So let's pull this out, see what this is like. Well, maybe we'll open this up. Oh wow, that's potent lemon. Bright lemon smell. And as you notice, may or may not notice, there's a red pepper in with that. I love that opener. You can find them pretty cheap. This is one of the more original ones, but it has rust and stuff, so it's, but it just continuously clamps down harder the more you turn it. And take out the centers of this as much as possible. We don't want all those seeds, any of that pith. We're not caring about the extra moisture that's all heavily salted anyways. Maybe I should have skipped the salt entirely in my cake here because we're adding this in there. It's going to be rather salty. That ought to be enough for this cake. We'll use the other half in something else here. I may only use the one of the two jars here. But if you're unfamiliar with this is also, this is sort of like old school preservation here. Citrus was not regularly available in many cases. And so in the Middle East, where this is mostly known for, this was how they kept their citrus fresh or still usable. I think that's a piece of lemon, but I'm not sure, so I'm going to toss it. So quiet, I don't hear any music. Wow. And ginger. No, I'm not afraid of ginger skin. So we're mostly cutting with the grain here so far, which is what you don't want to do really with ginger. You want to make sure you get a thorough cut against the grain, which is going to be this next cut. The grain's going to go through it the long way. Because ginger is very fibrous. Yes, dad jokes and bad puns are very much welcome here. I'm fine with it as long as they aren't offending someone. So we'll mix in our lemon and our ginger into our cake here. Little bourbon. Little vanilla. Hey, the losing ingredient, we're going to use that tonight too. This was our challenger to preserved lemon in the ingredient vote. Not for the smoky flavor. You don't get a ton of smoky flavor in most. You can get them in some bourbons, but generally bourbons aren't that. More whiskeys are. I think of whiskeys and even more so Scotch as having more of that smoky, peaty goodness. And eggs. We need a half pound of eggs. I need to mute my computer in the back. And take this off the cutting board here now. Gotten things going here. Two. Three. Should be about 4 here, but it's looking like we're running a little under. So I'm going to grab an extra egg here, which is actually going to take us over, but I'll be okay with that. I'm okay with that. Especially since they forced extra large eggs upon me in this most recent batch. Actually, no, Nith. Most of the smokiness comes with, well, especially with scotches, is they're smoking their grains. That's not something that typically happens with bourbon. Although I don't think it's against the definition of what a bourbon is. It's less the charring of the barrel, because the charring of the barrel is just really creating ash on the inside, which you've seen me use charcoal before. It basically does not flavor anything at all. It just gives us some color. Because it's how they're selling it. Gives it a cute little color. And it's quite often that they'll throw some heat with these. And I hadn't forgotten, but I don't have the notices right in front of me, so I didn't see it there. Thank you for letting me know. Why don't we go ahead and do our battle here once Stream Raiders wants to load. I'm going to restart the... because a loading screen doesn't do anything for me. Oh, lovely. Let's see here. You better not tell me you're still running when I click on this again. Hey, Entropy! Are you telling me you were planning me to eat bacon tonight? Oh, there's a reason I'm drinking yerba mate still. No current plans for bacon tonight, Nith. Sorry. It used to be a Channel Point thing, but I ditched that somewhat recently for some new ones. There we go. Come on, program. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it, little program. You can do it. Come on. So I beginning to wonder if I should just toss this out again and restart this program again. Let's give this another shot. How much you want to bet that they are pushing an update right now? Hey, Rednut, for when you go and try and replicate this recipe, I suggest you add the red pepper in there too. You just add a little bit of hit of heat to it. Why won't it load? Why won't you load? I just updated you before the stream, but it's been a month, or it's been a week, so that was expected. Well, I'm gonna go back to the cake for a minute here. We'll see if this loads if I give it a moment. We still have our mixture of butter, sugar, and egg with our lemon, ginger, and some salt. And we're gonna add our baking powder and our flour in there now. I was thinking I was gonna fit this into a loaf pan. Might still fit this into a loaf pan. Let's see here. My main concern here is I hope it doesn't get too salty with all the lemon in there. With the brine from the lemon and all that. There we go, there's our cake. You can set our oven up here. Close our bedroom door so we don't get any smoke alarms going off. And I need butter and a pan. Oh, hey, program loaded. I was worried about this one. This one's looking like it's going to be alright. Yeah. Victory. HP getting those kills. Little Waddles with the 10 gold. Welcome in. And on to the next map here. Put my tank there, even though I think he's probably going to stay there. I suggest you stay out of the purple zone. Don't put anything in the purple zone. Don't put anything in the purple zone. No. Stay out of the purple. Okay, gonna take butter, grease up our pan here. Okay, there's our buttered pan. Add our batter, which will rise, but not a ton. I mean, we'll have some batter rise from the egg, and we'll have some from a little bit of baking powder, but I don't expect this to. I actually don't expect this to really fill out the pan either. But we'll see. You got a little room for growth there if need be. Next, I'm going to prep everything for the asparagus, but the asparagus needs to go in after the cake is done. So we're going to do the prep, and the prep's going to hang out for a bit. So I'm going to take this and throw this right in the oven. And we'll give that a good at least 45 minutes. But I'll set it for 40 to start and then check in on it. Recipe that I'm very, 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 very loosely following has it. This is not a pound cake. I don't know who wrote this recipe. I mean, it's got all sorts of weird things in it. But they're saying for a full-size recipe is going to be an hour and 10 minutes. I'm doing a half recipe, and yeah, I don't think it's going to take that much. But we'll see. Maybe it does. So, asparagus. We're going to start with, actually, puff pastry. With purchased puff pastry. Sheet pan and some parchment. Unwrap this and allow it to sit out and start to defrost. So that we can roll it out, or so we can flatten it out. It's currently in a trifold there. So we're going to roll this, flatten this out into a rectangle, and then we're going to coat it with all sorts of good stuff here. Starting with some of this lemon. Might as well mince up the rest of this while we're here. Got all quiet after that Stream Raiders battle. Hopefully everyone's had a lovely week. I'm sorry Missed a couple of days streaming there. Hopefully everyone's been doing okay while I've been gone. Anything new and interesting to report? What's everyone doing for dinner tonight? This actually looks like a good bowl to mix this all up in. Cool. What do you think of their program? I haven't had any of their HelloFresh. I know some of the other... I know the Canadian streamers have got a deal going with HelloFresh for a discount if you watch any of them. Unfortunately, I'm not a Canadian streamer, so I don't get that offer. Hey, Mando. Mando, I suggest when you do your garlic, just leave the papery outsides on. It'll... I mean, it won't give you a textural issue at all. It'll be nice and tasty. Yeah, it's just added flavor. Okay. I had sort of assumed that Blue Apron was going to be the just flat down favorite of the two. But that's just because of my personal experience. They seem to be putting a lot of things into their system that I have a lot of appreciation for. Like, perhaps you've heard of Bill Nyman, or of Nyman Ranch, that is one of the premium beef companies out there. Unfortunately, Bill Nyman has nothing to do with with that company anymore. He sold it off. He went and started up, after selling that off, he went off and started BN Ranch, with a small-time producer ranch. Got absolutely hosed by the local processing center here. Maybe you heard it was national news, where they were slaughtering foul cow at the processing plant here in Sonoma County. Got into all sorts of stuff. They got shut down. They got under new ownership now. Completely different, I think, completely different operation at this point. But he ended up having to, because he was a small-time producer that was produced out of that plant, even though they did small-term producers on a completely different day, completely separate from the issues that they had, he had, I think it was something like $500,000 or something like that in losses because he had to throw them out. And I'm not sure if it was because of that, but around that time, Blue Apron actually picked up his entire operation. And so now he is... The famous beef guy is now part of Blue Apron, along with some other notable people in my world, not necessarily in the public world. But I have not tried either of them, and so I don't have a recommendation for either of them. that was just my assumption going into things ahead of time. That's cool that they got a diverse menu options, and sort of upsetting that they don't have a great weekly thing for Blue Apron. Nice. That's right, Mother's Day is coming up here quick. I just saw my mama for the first time in over a year. So we got our garlic, we got our lemon. Pretty heavy dose on both of those here. Add in an egg to the party. I had a decent amount of time to hang out. It was a family wedding, so got to hang out with her, but it was also a big social event. Most of it was hanging out with her with other family members, so it wasn't really all that close. But good to see them nonetheless. My father, who has not had a great 2020. It was good getting to see him as well. I'm just using up the last of this sour cream for this. And the recipe actually calls for creme fraiche, but they are roughly similar. Not the same, similar. Creme fraiche tends to be a little bit looser, a little bit more yogurty than sour cream, but I'm sure many people will complain about that definition. I'll be right back. Okay, what am I missing in this recipe? Ooh, that's the wrong recipe. Missing quite a bit then. Let's see if we can fold this out yet. Not quite. Not quite. We're going to flip it over though so that we'll mix this all together. We'll add our seasoning to this along with a you do a bit of mustard, light salt, small pinch, a little MSG, because It's my kitchen, and MSG goes into almost everything in my kitchen. And black pepper. Tell me, what do you think of this view, chat? This new scene that I whipped up to get a closer view on what's going on the board. You like that better than, say, that? Type of mustard, just a little mustard. Awesome, we'll see if I can't work a button into the Stream Deck for that then. So that's going to be essentially poured on here. And then we're going to add in some of these, some cheapo grilled cheese crumbles. It's still not quite ready to do its thing here with the crumbles, with the puff pastry. So, asparagus. Ooh, they gave me an extra rubber band. So these I'm going to start by cutting them up where I think they're going to be less woody. Let's see how wide we can go here. We're going to cut at least an inch off of all of these. Sort of stealing a recipe from the New York Times here, actually from this week, but modifying it both to include the preserved lemon and to make it my own. So that's relatively good there. Now let's peel them. Okay, that peeler ain't working for me. And this one's taken off too much, but I'm gonna live with it. Hey, Chutin. How you doing tonight? Welcome in. I am doing quite well tonight. I wasn't feeling great this afternoon, but doing well now. Got a little caffeine going for me though, so I'm not half falling asleep either. If anyone wants some bad advice, you can throw these in your salad. You know, I'm sure you'll love the woody outsides of your asparagus as part of your greens. Okay, so we got those cleaned up and trimmed, or rather, trimmed and cleaned up, or... Nice, Half Tummy. Let's see here. I think we're foldable. On the edge of foldable here. That might be a bit much for this whole thing. Yeah, that's going to be a bit much. Oh well. We'll see what we can get out of that for our asparagus. Next, we get to clean up some chicken, so I need to put the asparagus somewhere. Meant to do that. The rest of that for the moment. Chicken, which means cutting board for poultry. Get rid of our salt shaker or our pepper mill. Great, I just cleaned my scissors and now I get to clean them again. Shears, scissors. I honestly don't know what the difference in definition is. I typically hear scissors when it's like office supplies, but when you hear them in the kitchen, it's usually referred to as shears. It makes me wonder what the difference is. Or shears just sounds more deadly. It very well could be, Nif. They call them shears in gardening too, don't they? They didn't do a very good job of defeathering this thing. We got a battle ready to do here though, so we'll do that first. Victory. Entropy getting the kills, Red Nut with the assists. Entropy getting that scroll. Congrats. Mystery map. Arg. So we'll see what we get here in 30 minutes. See what pops up. And so we're doing the chicken breasts tonight. We're going to do the thighs and legs on Friday. Along with the oatmeal cookies, I'm going to do some cilantro lime chicken. So that'll be the fun here on Friday. Yeah, I said before Sunday. Gonna be doing mac and cheese, but mac and cheese with a different presentation than usual, since I've been inspired by a fellow streamer here, but he'll have to tune in to find out what the plan is for that. I don't do a lot. I wish I had more time to watch the other food streamers here on Twitch. I don't do nearly as much as I would like. Making a mess of my chicken breasts for dinner tonight. Gonna leave the skin on for tonight's pan-seared bird. So there we got our carcass, thighs, wings, and breasts. And a package of goodies from the Opal. And let's chop off the wings and throw the wings in with this too. Oh! Thank you for that raid. Welcome in, DJ Greenlight and all your friends. Thank you for that. I appreciate the raid. How is everyone doing tonight? Welcome in, Mark Watson. How we doing tonight? The Hopstress. We're working with preserved lemon tonight as far as tonight's dinner. I hold weekly ingredient challenges in my Discord, and tonight's challenge is to use preserved lemon in both dinner and dessert. I've already got dessert going in the oven. I've made a preserved lemon and ginger pound cake, or half pound cake, and that's in a loaf pan that's in the oven. Gonna make up a frosting for that a bit later, or an icing for that a bit later. We've got some puff pastry here on the counter. Gonna be doing a puff pastry and asparagus tart in the oven. And I just finished butchering up a chicken here that I'm going to be using for, I'm going to pan sear that. We're going to pair that with some basmati rice and some granola. Thank you for that sub, Peanut. Thank you. Appreciate that. How you doing tonight, Peanut? Appreciate the raid. What were we doing tonight, DJ? What was the activity of the evening? Do have Stream Raiders going as well, if anyone participates. So the chicken we're just going to set aside. We're sort of waiting for this cake to be initially baked. Where do I want to put the chicken in temporarily? Let's use a bowl. Let's use a bowl. Bowl. Did you guys read that news about the fact that there might be a vaccine out there now for Ebola? Or not Ebola, sorry, malaria. I was thinking Ebola because I was saying Ebola. But it's for malaria, which that would greatly help Africa. It's just initial testing, but initial testing said it was 77% effective. So it's got to go through certainly more trials from here, but that certainly sounds promising. That it would be. I know they've been trying all sorts of things to try and get rid of it, and nothing's really done the job so far. But to be honest, I sort of hope we have a breakthrough in a number of vaccines here because just the computing power. If you guys are familiar with the SETI project back in the day, or I'm forgetting the name of the project, but there is a folding project for figuring out the foldings of proteins, which is one of the major things for figuring out how to develop vaccines, because of the proteins have to fold so that they match up. And they had so many people sign up when COVID happened that they just created like an immensely powerful research system. I think it's folding at home. I had it on my computer for a little bit right when COVID hit, but they were working on stuff for AIDS, they're working for stuff for malaria, they're working on stuff for complex cancers. Okay, next step. I think we got our chicken, we got that, we got our asparagus pretty much ready. Now it's time to work on our gremolata. Which, if you're familiar with gremolata, it's lemon juice, parsley, garlic, olive oil. So we're going to take all the plushes off of at least half of this parsley. Going to save the stems because we're most certainly making chicken stock soon. I am going to have a planning stream here, an extra stream on Tuesday. Next Tuesday, since today's Wednesday, not yesterday. Where we can figure out everything for this upcoming month here, because I have not made plans, so we need to make plans. Chicken stock is on that list. I don't know that I have a ton that I really want to plan for May, but I do want to do a bunch of pickles and stuff when we get into summer. But that'll be Tuesday night. I'll hang out here in the kitchen because I don't think I have things set up to work in the back anymore. Be easier just to do it here anyways. Me. See how our cake's looking. That looks like a cake. That looks like an unfinished cake, though. It's got some nice gold going, but it's a little jiggly still, and that's not what you want in a pound cake. It's not a Japanese jiggly cake. Which, that's something else that I should throw on that list there. That's something that I've been trying to throw on my schedule for ages. It's one of those Japanese cakes. It's like a cross between angel food and a cheesecake. So it's like super light and airy, but they flavor them with all sorts of things. They do both savory and sweet. They have I've seen them with dark yellow cheddars. Okay, we're going to save the rest of this for other projects here. Chop this up here. Certainly got my fill of Texas foods. Got myself some Texas barbecue while I was gone. Got myself some Whataburger. Got myself what else did I do while I was there? Forget the name of the fast casual place, but I went to a fast casual place, I think, for the first time. I don't remember going to one of those before. It was a decent little place, reminded me a lot of Applebee's. Cheddar's, that's what it was. I don't know about biggest burgers ever. They make a decent patty melt for a fast food joint, though. Yeah, I sort of... They've had the great name for so long, but they've now been purchased, so... It's probably gonna die now. What's your favorite spots in California? Let me guess, In-N-Out. But what else? To be honest, I've never been in a Fat Burger, and they have them around here, but not like... I don't know if there's one in Sonoma County. I know there's one in Marin. Another one that I'd like to try and have a chance to is Shake Shack. Have a lot of appreciation for what Danny Meyer's done in the restaurant industry, and Garlic. We'll call that good for our garlic, for our remoulade. I didn't set a timer on the pound cake. I should set a timer here. Let's give that another 15 minutes from here. I didn't crush my garlic either. Hey, Miss Lisa Face. How goes it? What's the next project in the plans next to, after since you're done with Jurassic Park now? Working on making a gremolata here, which is going to be, I'm going to chop up this garlic and then I'm going to heat it up in a little olive oil. We'll mix that with our parsley and I'll chop up some more lemon. Lots of garlic. Lots and lots of garlic. Watched all sorts of interesting movies that I haven't seen on the airplane back and forth between here and Texas. saw Knives Out for the first time. Saw a National Geographic documentary on the commercialization of California water, or rather, how it's basically all controlled by a couple of power brokers at this point. Although it's getting a little bit more free, a little bit better, but slowly. How they've got a plan now, how they're going to regulate groundwater, which has been unregulated up until now. But it's got 20 years, and so you see they're talking about certain people in the industry realizing they got 20 years and still buying up things and trying to push it for that. Doing pretty good tonight, Miss Lisa Face. A little tired, a little cranky this afternoon, but doing pretty good tonight. Okay. Got a flame on the pan there. We'll throw some olive oil in there. Now we're going to turn that way down low. We want that just barely warmed up there, so that when we add our garlic, cranky every afternoon. Well, 2 o'clock, you know, that classic hangry mid-afternoon point. That one gets me a lot of the time. And so we're just sort of lightly cooking our garlic in this oil. We're not really trying to completely toast it, although I wouldn't be hurt if there's a little bit of browning going on. Might as well add our salt at this. Well, let's leave the salt out of this because we're going to do the preserved lemon tonight. And this stuff is gotta be salty. That is lemony, but that is salty as well. So let's pull out our second lemon of the evening here. How'd they get that in there? I'm going to give the outside a rinse off, unlike the first one, just because of how salty it was. Again, I'm going to scrape out the insides for the seeds and junk. Mostly interested in the outsides and on these lemons because it's where all the flavor is. It's actually where all the oils to this really are. I mean, we eat the inside because that's where it's got all the juice, but when it comes to this, where it's been preserved, the outsides is going to be the best flavor. And actually, I'm going to do a little of this action too. There we go. Did you get the meatballs? Everyone gets the meatballs. I have to drive like 2 hours from here and deal with the toll in order to go IKEA, so I never really go. It's in the East Bay, somewhere around Oakland. The salmon balls. You ate fishy balls? Pink fishy balls at that. Someone was asking about the pepper in this lemon earlier, and that just goes, I didn't mention it earlier, but the pepper in this just goes with the same thing like I've said before with, you'll often see me throw a little cayenne into things that I wouldn't really want to be all that super hot, and that's because, it gives you that same sort of effect of the acid in the lemon. The heat, it'll enhance the palate cleansing. Makes your mouth water. It's a contrast to whatever else you've been eating. Wakes up all those taste buds that have been falling apart. Falling asleep, not falling apart. Okay, so we got our preserved lemon. Browned and covered in curry sauce. Oh, so they were saucy balls. I'm also going to add some lime into this because I have limes to squeeze. I don't have a lemon that I can squeeze to complement this. So. Nice. Take a look at this cake. Yeah, that's still looking good. We got another 2 minutes there. I think that can last the 2 minutes. We're going to add our garlic and oil to our gremolata here. Give that a little bit of time to cool down, but that oil ain't going to cool down very quick, so I assume that's still pretty warm. What am I forgetting here? Am I forgetting something here? Nope, we're good. I'm gonna add a touch of pepper. Buckwheat. And a bunch of cayenne. Let's take another look at our cake. That's looking a little bit better there. Let's see if we can get a clean I think we're all right. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to live with that. We'll see how that does here. It might deflate slightly on me. But I think we're cooked through. Okay, I forgot something. I forgot two things actually for our mixture here that's going on our puff pastry. We have to add a little buttermilk powder. And I've already forgotten again what the other thing that I wanted to add in there was. That's going to drive me nuts. I can't remember what I wanted to throw in there. There's something else that I wanted to throw into this, help thicken it up a little bit. But we got our cake out, which means we can put our puff pastry in here. Let's wipe the lemon off of our board here. Let's pull up the recipe here, see if I'm... Nope, I guess that's it. Okay. So let's put together our asparagus tart. I call it a tart. It's not really... Well, the New York Times is calling it a tart too, but that's a bit heavy on the flour for my liking. Let's see if we can flip this, see if the other side's a little bit better. That might be too dangerous. Let's just leave it. Let's get that flour all over my parsley instead. Okay. So next we'll go in with our asparagus and we'll start with our sauce. I was debating put the asparagus down, pouring this over the asparagus. I think this is going to be better just laid down like this. We have our previously cleaned asparagus here. Might actually get most of these on here. Oh, why not? Let's squeeze these last 4 on here. Let's overcrowd it. Okay. Next we'll do our cheapy goat cheese. And because I want to use it, we're going to throw some more of the sauce on here, especially as try and get some of that lemon in there. One final hit of black pepper. We'll throw that in the oven. And what temp do we need our oven at? I think we need our oven higher. Yep. So our oven's up at 425 now. We'll let that continue warming up. We'll use the rest of this goat cheese in with our mac and cheese on Sunday. Which, I also got this monster of a brick of cheddar for that too. A 2-pound block. Won't be using all of that in one dish, but set this in back for the moment while that oven continues to warm up to 425. And what have we got left to do here? We need some parsley for our garnish on our tart when it comes out. We're going to garnish it with parsley, red pepper flake, and Parmesan. But we can probably throw, well, we're going to do the gremolata over everything else, so I don't need a ton of this then. Just enough for the tart. Hey, car guy. Welcome in, buddy. So we'll put the scrap parsley stems in a bag for when we're doing stock sometime later soon. Maybe not this Sunday, but next Sunday sort of a thing. We'll put these in one of my new herb preservation vials. Nice, car guy. What else do we have to do here? Rice. We have to do rice, and I need to defrost some chicken stock for rice tonight. By defrost, I mean heat up quickly in a pan. Nice! Take our large pan, large bowl here, or large saucepan. And toss the bag out. I'll be right back. And we're ready to do our battle, so let's do our battle. Let's do our battle. All sorts of stuff popped up there. Seem to be doing okay, though. We've lost about half of our forces. Lost about half our units. Victory. Alan Bastard getting those kills. Quiet J with the assist. Nith with the scroll. Congrats. Ooh, top or bottom, top or bottom, top or bottom, top. see how we do in 30 minutes here. Here's our gremolata mixture, our garlic, olive oil, parsley, and preserved lemon. Next, we gotta get the cake out of here. Let's put the cake over here. Give you a close up on the cake in there. So our oven's up to 425. Gonna throw our chart in there. Actually going to move that over there, because over here we got chicken to sear. Chicken to cook, rather. There's sunflower oil in the pan, and make sure our chicken breasts are well salted here. I'm going to start these skin side down, so that's the side we're seasoning here to begin with just salt and MSG. We'll hit it with pepper after it's done its first hot initial sear. A little moisture in the pan there, that's why we're getting that there. Hit the other side with salt here. The salt's going to help break down the proteins when it hits the heat. So that's why you always want to salt before you hit things in the pan when it comes to proteins, at least. And I'm going to turn that pan 180 degrees because, as I always complain, my pans always seem to heat up on this side before they heat up on this side. We're going to need 2 cups of rice. Use our nasty chicken juice pan here for our rice measuring. Going back, I know I've moved on well from there, but going back to movies that I saw for the first time on this trip, I also saw Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman for the first time. I sort of dig his movies. I mean, they have a lot of thought put into the wording and the plot and all the different characters. They're sort of fun to watch. And I've got Snatch on DVD, and obviously you've seen Lock, Stock, and 2 Smoking Barrels. So now we're just waiting. Did I put a timer on with my... No, I didn't. Of course I didn't. The tart's going to need 25 to 30 minutes. I just set the timer for 20. Figuring it's probably been at least 3. Be right back. We're going to toss out a couple of things here. See how we're looking here with our color and our sear. Just starting to get some brown going. Just starting. I think I need some bourbon. Maybe, yeah, it's not going to be the last of it, but could easily finish it off the reeler. Let's just finish it off now. There goes another one. Brown sugar and vanilla and woody warm notes. I love me some bourbon. I can appreciate I can appreciate scotch, I can appreciate whiskey. But bourbon is really where it's at for me, I think, at this point. Get ourselves a photo of our preserved lemon gremolata. That was just my first turn. That's going to need a little bit more time on the other side, but it's a good start. And I want to get the heat going on both sides. I want the carryover cooking going from the top down, and I want the heat going up. So that's why we're flipping early. You get cooks into huge debates of how many times you flip a steak, how many times you flip a burger, especially when it comes to fast service things where you're trying to get things out the door. So for the stock over here for our rice, I'm going to go ahead and hit that with a healthy pinch of salt. Some black pepper. Lots of black pepper, rather. And of course a little Ajinomoto. Also going to turn this pan 180 degrees again here. Okay, we got this up to a boil. We'll add in all of our rice. Give that a quick light shake to get that rice all incorporated. Cover it. Bring it up to a boil with the rice in there. And let it hang out for a little bit. Do a couple dishes here while everything cooks up. Excuse me. Got the hiccups. Do a little cleanup while we're waiting on things to cook. Got another Formula One race this weekend. Yay! It's nice how it lines up so it doesn't. There's no races when I'm on vacation. Back to a boil here, so I'm gonna cut the heat on the rice and just let that stay nice and warm. The lid on. Allow that to carry over cook. Allow that rice to absorb the stock. Give that at least 10 minutes, maybe a little bit longer since we dropped the rice in there after we boiled the liquid. Might need a little bit longer than when you just bring it all together up to temp. Oh hey, now we get all the sunlight in the door. We need to check to see if our half and half is still good here. We're hopeful that it is. I don't smell any nastiness. So, going along with our previous pieces of lemon here, gonna take the insides out on this again. Get rid of all that inside pith. Hey Chef Summer, welcome back. Apologize, I don't have my headphones for the alerts or anything tonight. Or rather, the computer isn't recognizing my headphones, so I can't listen to them. Using preserved lemons and everything tonight, and I'm just about wrapping up here. We're getting pretty close here. I'm working on making the frosting for our icing for our preserved lemon and ginger pound cake, or half pound cake. Mix that with, oh, how much milk are they? I'm doing Doing pretty good today. Had a sort of rough afternoon, being sort of down and out of power, but doing pretty good at this point. Where are we at here? Let's substitute half and half for buttermilk here, but I'm going to add a little buttermilk powder in there to give us that same tang. We got chicken searing on the stove there. We got rice on the stove. We've got come on, Twitch, that is not an issue. You're being too risque for Twitch there, Summer. Talking about cream pies and everything. Funny note, I have made a cream pie on stream. I couldn't use it. I couldn't put cream pie in my title. Twitch would not allow me to use cream pie as a stream title. Actually, we're going to switch to a whisk here. See where we get with that. May have to add some more, but I want it to be a relatively, and we may have to add some more because I want it to be relatively thick icing for our pound cake. Which Twitch didn't like pound cake either, being said in my chat. I also said I was going to use a whisk and I didn't grab the whisk. But, oh well. That obviously needs a bit more powdered sugar in there to thicken that up. Hopefully you're doing well, Chef Summer. Aw, what, well, if you don't mind sharing, what's bad news? I mean, granted, I greatly enjoyed being able to go and see my family, but there was bad news along with my visiting my family as well. But here we have our pound cake, or half pound cake. Sort of tempted to try and turn this out onto, white plate, purple plate. Let's do purple plate. White icing should contrast nicely. Let's see how this turns out. Nice golden bottom to it. I think I want to add even more powdered sugar to that. That's still a little too runny. Aww. I'm sorry to hear that, Summer. That's not something I would want to ever have to consider, and not something I would ever want to wish upon anyone. I'm going to give that another 5 minutes on the asparagus. And I'm going to continue to mix our frosting here. It's still perhaps a little thin. It's amazing how much sugar just like disappears into the liquid. I mean, I put maybe what, 1 ounce, 1.5 ounces of half and half in this, and we've moisturized probably a cup or more of powdered sugar. There we go. That's about right for icing. It's still somewhat pliable, but pretty thick at the same time. We'll let that sit another minute and absorb. We'll take a look at our chicken. We throw these in the oven. And I'm going to pull the asparagus out a couple minutes early here. Well, not early, but earlier than I retimed it for. So there's our asparagus. Oh, there's our asparagus tart with goat cheese and all that other loveliness. And it's time for our next battle here, too. See how we do. Victory. Victory. Quiet J getting those kills. Red Nut with the assess. Fang Mermaid with the 50 gold. That's a win. And we're going to stay with the top here. Actually, I think we're going to call it a night here. We're going to make our put our dinner together and call it a night, I think. So, we will continue with this on Friday. One more? You want one more? Probably gonna end up finishing it off stream here because we got our chicken done, we got our asparagus done, we got everything done. Including me. So let's throw our icing on top of here. We'll just let that slowly fall. Oh. We'll just allow that to slowly fall. Very bread light. Well, it's certainly not bread. Pound cakes are a thicker one, even though I added some baking powder to this, so it should be a little bit lighter than your typical pound cake. But it's the same as your pound cake if you get it, that frozen brick at the store. Give you a main view of this deliciousness up close with proper coloring, since the light's screwing everything up over here. The light's screwing everything up over here too, but we got our tart here, which can't quite grab yet by hand, but we have the sour cream and egg liquid with goat cheese and our fresh asparagus on puff pastry. We got our basmati made with chicken stock. Did I forget to start the battle? You want me to do one more? I was gonna stop it there. You want me to finish one more off stream? And then I didn't show you the rice, but there we got our basmati rice that I cooked in chicken stock. Alright, I'll run one more battle, and we'll finish it after the stream tonight. Because there's no way I'm finishing it during the stream tonight. So for our... We'll see how we do with that in 30 minutes off stream. We're going to finish our asparagus with some fresh leaves of parsley. Plushes of parsley, whatever you want to call them. Little red pepper flake. And Parmesan. I'm going to take some of this gremolata and mix it right in with our rice. Slightly overcooked but flavorful rice. Pull that off the board here. Do our typical filled cylinder of rice. the rest of this with the lid on it to stay warm. Ooh, that's good. I'm liking that. See if we can't lift this carefully onto a plate here. Get a photo here for the Instagrams and for the Discord. There we go. That turned out gorgeous. I like how that turned out. That was a good recipe. I basically, other than modifying it for preserved lemon, this is basically a asparagus recipe that's in the New York Times right now. It's a lovely little quick pre-made puff pastry, asparagus, make a mixture of sour cream, or they ask for creme fraiche, egg white, and then crumbled goat cheese, a little seasoning. Good time. Let's finish up with our chicken. Actually, let's get a photo of our cake here, minus this other nastiness on the plate. Okay, that chicken definitely needs to come out of the oven now. Meant to do that. There we have our chicken. We cooked through. That's good. We're cooked through. Just dropping everything on the floor tonight. Why not? Drop that on the floor too. Turn the oven off here. Done with our stove now. Nice and cooked through. Still juicy. Hey Lexi, welcome in. Thank you for that follow, Night Sky. Sorry it's been almost 20 minutes since you followed, but I don't have my alerts on tonight, unfortunately, and so I didn't catch that you followed until too late. Sort of messed up the skin on this, oh well. It's okay, we're going to cover in gremolata anyways. Lexi, we got our... We're pretty much wrapping up at this point, Lexi. We've got our ginger and preserved lemon pound cake, or half pound cake here, actually. We got our preserved lemon gremolata. We've got rice cooked in chicken stock with some of the gremolata mixed in. We've got pan-seared chicken breast. And we've got our asparagus tart made on puff pastry with asparagus, goat cheese, and a sour cream, or original recipe is a creme fraiche base. Let's add some... That's not a spoon I want to use for this. Some of our gremolata to our chicken here. Take a photo of that deliciousness. Awesome. Awesome, 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 possum. We'll fix that after I took the photo. Let's see here. Chicken's amazing. I keep going back to it. I think that's going to be delicious too. Let's see who we can share the party with here tonight. Be back here Friday. Going to be doing oatmeal cookies and ginger lime or lime cilantro chicken. Going to be doing the hindquarters from the breasts from tonight. The rest of that bird. We'll be doing Sunday. We'll be doing mac and cheese, but mac and cheese weird, different. I was inspired by someone, so I'm going to take mac and cheese and turn it into something else. We'll see how it turns out. Let's see, who is on here? I don't think I've rated this person before. But I've seen her around in many streams. She's a very pleasant person. She is doing some leatherworking tonight. Hey, cooking girl, welcome in. Thank you for joining me. We're just wrapping up here. I'm about to start a raid to Sadie Streams. She's not sure if she's been around in my chat or have I seen her in other chats, but I've seen her around in Twitch. And she's doing some leather work. So I hope you go and enjoy things with her. I'm going to go and enjoy this deliciousness. I mean, this asparagus tart just turned out amazing. I am so happy for this. I'm going to enjoy that. We got the chicken with rice and preserved lemon gremolata. We have our ginger and preserved lemon pound cake with icing, thick icing. I would be happy to, or you can watch the... I don't do recipes. I don't see the value in writing them anymore because they aren't copyrightable. Long story short. But you can watch the VOD, or I'd be happy to relate generally what I've done. I try and... But the VODs are my history, so that I know what I've done in the past. Anyways, I hope you go and enjoy Sadie's stream, and give her a warm welcome. I will be back here on Friday with oatmeal cookies and Morchin. Until then, I hope you have a great time. I hope you're all doing lovely, and I will see you again soon.